Alright, I think this is after gutting everything and that. I posted that video earlier today. I had my 10-year-old gut the entire interior of the ship so we could get rid of all the pieces that were screwing it up, so I couldn't get rid of this piece right here that was blocking the way for me to get out of the tunnel. I did not know, and I will thank Shred Buckethead Shred on YouTube there, and I think I see it. I can't think what his name is on Facebook. I've seen him in the group, I believe. Said, why do you have a hab and a walkway? I didn't know this was open. I thought you had to have a hab connected to it. I've only played the game for 2 months, so I went right for the big Falcon build right away too. But this will make it really cool. I can build off of the structure and keep it nice and consistent around the saucer with these pieces here and the tunnel built around it. And it'll just slope down through here into this section, right ending there. And that will let me create the whole slope that I want. That's just like what it is in the Falcon, a slight slope down. Of course, it's going to have to come here. It's going to be on top and above all this. The tunnel I got to try to build out. But you'll slope down under just, I'll have to start sloping down the inside part, down right under this section. I don't want to remove these pieces now. They're here because I don't have to worry about getting trapped. As long as I make the tunnel big enough to get around them or under them, I'm good. There is no landing bay door this time, which will be nice because then I can run around my ship with the doors closed and right back into my cockpit the way it should have been. I just didn't know. I'm still a new player to this game, but just, I immediately took to the building to it because I love building ships. And thank you, Shred Buckethead. That was a great tip. So I want to thank him, and we will be working on building this tunnel probably first before we work on any of the other parts of the ship, because it's going to be the most difficult, and I just want to tackle the difficult part first, see how long it's going to take me. But it's going to be interesting. Don't have to build a whole tunnel here on my own. I think I have some ideas how I'm going to be able to pull it off with these, especially using these as flooring tiles. Really are great. These light floor tiles are really great. I think they're going to help me get the structure out, basically. Alright, so I'm going to apply the edit here. And that is it. Oh, really quick though. I didn't, in the last video, I only showed I had one Zenith engine. Well, I only had 2 more ship parts left, so I added 2 more Zenith engines. And then I got 2 more extra parts back when I got rid of the hab and the landing bay, and got these 2 toppers back. So now her hyperdrive range is 739.9, which was only like 300 before, I think, with the 1. So she's stacked now. The Falcon is stacked. When she's finished, she's going to have some good stats, I think, and she's going to be able to travel quite a far distance pretty fast. So that's it. I just wanted to do a little update here, and I'll keep posting updates on the build. been working on the interior. It's mostly basically done. There's just some fine detailing I gotta do. The outside's still got a lot of work. But here is where I'm at with the inside. We are now, last time we went with the, try to make it look like the Lando look. This time I've colored the panels. Now the little bracket panels going up the wall there, those are white, but the other panels kind of offset it, not make it so bright and white, or like a gray. I'm trying to make it like that dirty look, like, and I tried to work on making the hallways more round this time around. I did a little better than I did last time, but then I actually made some a little more narrow. This is where the, according to the blueprints, the escape pod hatch is. You'd open this hatch and crawl inside, and the escape pod would load down below and shoot you out the back. This is like a utility room. Basically just more of my storage containers, and the mission radar I snuck in here. Then here, we're going to get rid of that, because that will be important. I'll get to that in a second. The thing that threw the ship off was the tunnel and the cockpit problem. That no longer will be a problem. Of course, the tunnel still didn't turn out like greatest. Especially on the outside, I got to really work on fixing that. I'm still working on the what I want to make this look more like the cockpit. And then it crashed on me a couple times today, so I don't know how well this thing's gonna handle. Gun turret room tunnel doesn't work, of course. My favorite part, the crew lounge. Scope of it in here. And one of my favorite things as a kid was in Empire Strikes Back, when Han's down here. He's down in the guts of the ship down here and gets hit in the head with a spammer. I kind of wanted to put that in, and when I found that I could put a stairway here into the hab that was below, I kind of decided to do that, so it's like the inner guts workings down here. But, you know, running across it might get annoying at times. You can just put one of these right over it, because it's right in front of the doorway. Again, I have the little circuitry bay here thing here. But if you know where that hole's at, you can get around it. But I'll probably seal it up at times when it gets too annoying. Here's port side docking. I know that I'm sorry for the sound. I'm at an industrial waste plant, so it's like really making a lot of noise here, I think. Alright, and then crew quarters. Last time I had Lando's closet. Well, since this is Han's version of the ship, he covered up that closet, and it's a secret room behind a bed. Here's the bed. You can pretend there's a closet behind there, or a secret compartment. But I really like the little kitchenette set and the beds, so I use those. Nothing too fancy in here for the crew quarters. Again, it's like Han's saying, so it's very stripped down compared to the Lando version. Bathroom's bigger this time around, though. I had a little bit more room this time to squeeze into the bathroom, and I'm not sure what much to do with it. That's my makeshift kind of looking toilet. And then the engine room here, I think it turned out pretty nice. Kind of looks like the coaxium right there, right? But yeah, that's that part of the ship. There's some extra stuff this time around. Like I said, I got that little, you know, like guts of the ship kind of bottom panel, and I can cover that up if I get tired of it. It's just cool to know that I can do it and I can have it there. But this here is important. There's a lot of empty space down here. There's some extra, one more storage container I can fit. But the loading bay is going to be nice for when we're flying. And we want to be able to look outside, you know, be outside. So that's an extra addition. And then it leads you up here, and I'm not done up on the outside. I got to fill all the side parts and everything. There's a couple more storage containers. This is like the garage of the Falcon. This is where the escape pod would have been for Lando's ship. Here I got to build in a whole wall or whatever, make it look like a port or an air dock, whatever. This is like a loading bay here, and kind of like the garage of the Falcon, where they keep a lot of the stuff. The bottom loading bay is actually supposed to be at the back near the engine. I don't know why, but I wasn't doing that. So I got to play around with this. I don't want to add too many more decorative pieces. It'll be very bare bones in here. It will be like a garage, basically. Yeah, see, here's how I built the walls. I'm going to be cleaning a lot of this stuff up, looking for stuff that I don't need, and deleting it because I'm trying to keep the ship from having too many pieces and being too laggy. And I got to fill in all this side area here and detail the outside a lot more, but I don't want to do too much. But yeah. So, loading bay down here is nice now. Addition, I'm glad I have it. And the stats of the ship are way better than they were. It's kind of where that circuitry, I put that together. So yeah, this is the Falcon in progress. Still got lots of touch-ups inside to do, and lots of touch-ups on the outside, but it's almost done. It's getting there. It's looking like the Falcon to me, you know, on the inside, as best I can do with what I have to work with. I think, I'm trying to remember, well, there's a guy on Facebook, I'm trying to remember his name. I saw he did his table kind of like this, and I liked it a lot, so I kind of copied that. I might add some little other pieces and more wiring. I'm trying to get more wiring, but it's really hard to scale it down and fit it in little nooks and crannies. And, yeah, it's definitely not the clean, polished look of Lando's, but it's definitely more of the tradition of the outside looks like the Falcon more with a hunk of junk kind of style, because compares to the Lando, so I might as well make it look like Han's. But yeah, this is a real labor of love here, because if you haven't watched my other videos, this is the second time I've built the interior of this ship because it was glitched. I stupidly didn't know that the cockpit was open and you didn't need a landing bay in the back, and I got stuck, couldn't get out of my cockpit. Now it's a clear open tunnel. I'll be able to walk around my ship while it flies. Yeah, I got a lot of little touch-ups and stuff to do, and a lot of stuff on the outside I gotta fill in, but this is the basics, basically the interior where it's mainly where it's at. You know, not too many huge more changes to do to the interior. It's pretty much set, and I'm loving it. I'm glad I went with making it look more like Han's. And once I'm finished, I will try to figure out how to use the service bot and upload this for others to enjoy, hopefully. It's got 739 hyperdrive range. I know that's one of the stats, so it can travel pretty far. Tons of cargo space, and I'll upgrade her stats as much as possible and make her worthy of the name Millennium Falcon. It'll be named YT1300F, and I forget the long serial code for the Falcon. I don't think I'll put Millennium Falcon as the actual name of the ship. I'm gonna put the serial code. But yep, I'm not gonna be building any more ships for a while. After this is done, my wife, I'm definitely gonna want to be just playing the game, enjoying the ship, and hoping it doesn't lag too bad in VR. I'm afraid of how bad this ship's gonna lag. But it definitely has a lot less decorative pieces than my first attempt, which I was a mess. It was a mess inside. There was so many little floor tile pieces from me trying to even out before these light tile pieces are like the best thing ever. Helped me build the ceilings and the floor. So it has a lot less decorative pieces than the previous attempt. But I know it's still going to be pretty heavy lag-wise, probably, in VR, but I'm going to try. That's why I'm building it, to enjoy. You know, I'll probably stream this once, if it's able to fly without being too laggy, live streaming. But I'll try to live stream me playing this in VR and enjoying this ship. That was the whole purpose, is I've always wanted to have the Millennium Falcon and playing in VR is the closest I'll get. And you know, I based this off the blueprints from the owner's manual. And yeah, that's about all I guess I can say. See you in the stars. used. Alright, so before we go inside, let's go ahead and do photo mode and take a look at the outside. We'll go around the sides first, and we're going to take the up view. She's got 5 landing gear, just like the Falcon, a bottom loading bay. The loading bay technically in the blueprints is in the very back by the engines, but I don't have anywhere to get to access that so well back there, so it's up front where the front loading bay docking thing is, the mandible part. And it does have the ramp leading in. This is the main entryway. You cannot get out if you build a double ramp ship. Just so you know, when you're up in the air, or in space, that ramp will not let you out. So having another entrance like this bottom loading bay is a must, because you're going to want to be able to get out your ship in the air if you want to jump out, especially for mining in that. Alright. I mean, I can't get all the details. The worst part that I wish I could get better, and maybe I'll go back and try to still keep working on, is the tunnel whole thing here. This is a bit awkward. I've been reworking. This is like 4 times I've reworked it now. It's still not right. But that's been the toughest part, is getting that tunnel to the cockpit. But it's an open tunnel now. We'll see in a second. But I want to let everybody get a good view. We'll take her out into space here in this video here in a second too, after we do the inside tour. I know there's a lot more junk and stuff that's on this back part of the engine. I just don't want to. I've added so many decorative pieces, I'm like not sure what to add else. I was trying to like mimic it a little bit, what I see in the photos and that of the Falcon. But I got the fins on here, which is really cool. I like those. I really like the little fin thing. But, you know, I'm done tinkering. It's all about the inside for me, because if I can get this VR going with this ship, well, I'm scared for tomorrow night. It's going to be a lot of fun. My dream as a child, my 2 favorite ships was a USS Enterprise and Millennium Falcon. You ask which Enterprise? Enterprise D. Sorry, I grew up on TNG. I love the original Star Trek. I do, and I love the original Enterprise, but I was a Star Trek D fan. I got the manual to the Galaxy class. But this was my favorite ship as a kid, though. More than Enterprise, more than Star Trek. It was the Millennium Falcon. It was my favorite ship. So it's like the first ship I always build. And I built in Starfield was the Falcon. First ship, been playing this for 2 months, or now I'm on my 2nd Falcon build. But actually, this build has been in the tradition of the Falcon. This frame has been rebuilt 3 or 4 times, and the inside's now been redone twice. So it once looked like the Lando inside, so it has like the history of the ship, until I found out I couldn't fly it. Alright, enough of this. Let's go ahead and take a peek inside. I'm doing this whole tour. I thought about doing it in VR to present it, but I know it's just going to be real bad quality in VR. Yeah, this tunnel thing in this here has been the most pain in the butt. I can't get it right. But it's good enough for now. I've spent so much time on this ship the last several weeks. 3 weeks ago I built the 2/3 scale Falcon. This is 3 weeks later, and I've now built this. Alright, this is my favorite part right here. When you just walk up and see this part. It's just so beautiful. The tunnel got a little too narrow here this time around, but I did make them more round than they were in the previous version. I also changed what I used for the lighting. I mean, I use same light, but I choose something I can make a little bit smaller, poking out of the wall. It could be kind of round, like the little light fixture is, and not the flat panel. So here in the blueprints from the Haynes YT 1300 manual is where the escape pod access would be. You'd crawl through this hole here, this hatch would open, and it would drop you down and shoot you out the back. Put some control panels in here, make it look cool. It's still very white, even though this is like an offset gray. These panels are white. I tried to make it look dirty, and it was great at first when I didn't put much lighting in here. It looked dirty, but I put all the lighting in here. I might have to just remove the lighting. I might have to remove these bottom lights. I thought they looked cool, but it's almost too much light because now it looks like it did with the Lando inside. And I want it to look a little more dirty. And using like yellow panels, it's not like they were pissing on the walls. They're not that dirty. Maybe by Force Awakens they are, but I don't know. I've also left it so if I ever do make a copy of this and try to attempt the Lando build, that I can switch things over pretty quickly to look like Lando's inside. Alright, moving on now. Utility room. Now, in the different Carillion 1300 series, this, be it YT1300P or YT1300F, P being more for like crews and passengers, this would be a crew room, and F, this would be a cargo room. This is like cargo things, or utility room. And so would be most of the other rooms you will see here, except for this. Of course, you have the escape pods. But an F is, like I said, mostly for freight. P is for transport. Technically, the YT1300 is an FP, a mixture of the two, because it does have crew quarters. It's a mixture and all that. It has plenty of cargo space. All right, I know I'm a geek for the Falcon. Gun turret tunnel. I could get in here before. What did I do? Something I put in here is blocking it. You guys see, this is what happens. You put something in. I thought I tested this. It's not like you can go in there anyways. Oh, there we go. It's fake. I know the one guy, Nomad Sky, really wanted to figure out a way where you like jump off your ship and like drop a glass panel onto your ship, try to like do the glass top and bottom, or at least the top, and you actually have a tunnel going up there, or like a upside down hab or something. But it'd be cool, but this was so hard. The build's so hard. That's just really reaching for the stars on me. But it would be cool to have. More Carillion transport history for you. The gun turret is a modification you can add, but general stock ships, it's just a viewing port. There's no gun. Because generally it was just a freighter to move shipment. Alright, we'll go here before we go to cockpit, because this is my favorite part. I can't help but look. This is the crew lounge. I did love how I did it for Lando's interior. The crew lounge was my favorite part of that video, that build. Although, like, the way I designed it with the white panels. But, like I said, it looks like a hunk of junk on the outside. Needs to be Han's interior. Change these walls to gray to kind of offset. You can see this great control panel. Brando, I think was his name. He commented. I think that's a Shred Bucket, whoever it is there. I think it was him I saw on Facebook, did this with his Falcon on the inside for it's an engineering terminal for the engines. Basically, it's ship maintenance systems all here, where you see Han sit. I saw him do it this way pretty much, and so I thought it was cool and did it. And then, of course, the booth, do not sit in this booth if you come on this ship, though. You could get stuck behind the table, and you have to, don't sit in the booth. I'm working on that. I got that crew little bed nook thing there, and another one back here. And somebody asked, when was that shown in the ship? This was not shown until The Force Awakens. In New Hope, and I don't know if in Empire maybe or somewhere they show it. There's just a bunch of boxes and junk blocking all this. So there might have been a bed there, but you don't know. There's a bunch of other crap in front of it. They added that by the time we get to Force Awakens. You see Chewie sleeping in, or not sleeping, but laying in that while Finn's doing something right here. And then, of course, my favorite part of Empire Strikes Back, the ship, is being down in the guts of the ship and Han getting hit in the head with a spammer as he's like, because he ripped out the floors because he's like modified the fuel line and the system and everything, and that's all right here, because right through here would be the Quad X core engine and whatever he would be down. He's always tinkering with it or modifying it, so he has to get down to access it. So I like that I have that, but it'll get annoying because it's right in front of this entrance. And once I have to figure out, because I'll be playing VR, how to use the construction in that. I can put a panel over it. Yeah, that's the crew lounge. Moving on to port side airlock. I love these little control panels you can put in here. Down to the last section of the ship, crew quarters. Again, not as fancy as the Lando build. Excuse me, I sneeze. Excuse me, oh jeez. Excuse me. I'm not going to edit this video, so apologize. I'm just getting this recorded for posterity's sake, getting it up. But, you know, this is the crew quarters. I really like this set, so you can do. I love that it has like a kitchen and everything. That's so cool. Makes it really feel real. No bathroom though, equipment, you know. So I had to like make do, like a little sink and like makeshift kind of toilet. We'll see how that looks in VR. Last time I made one of these in VR, I was like, oh wait, that's too huge. But in the flat screen, it didn't look so big. But in VR, it was like way too big. We'll see. Might be too small. And then the, I love this part, the engine room. I gotta add some more control panels to that, maybe. You know, a lot of before the Solo movie and the Haynes official Lucasfilm licensed manual for the Falcon, the Diagnosti, or where you say it, models, where you cutaway sections would show the engine room as this huge back area of the ship. And in the book, they cover that. In the manual, they say that's how the standard engine room would come for the big, like the F transports, and technically she is an F. But a lot of them custom engineered them and basically added like a smaller like section where the hyperdrive is in the engine room, because really the back engine room on the other Falcon's a smaller engine, and this Falcon's been modified. It's 90 years old by the time it gets to Force Awakens. So yeah, it's a smaller engine room than what a lot of people for years thought the Falcon would have. But according to the official thing, Han's and Lando's, the engine room doesn't change. It's just pretty much about this size. It's not very big. But I like the little light tower thing because it reminds me of the coaxium, kind of, for the fuel or whatever. So looks cool. All right, now let's go to the cockpit and take her out of space. See how laggy this is. I gotta remember, I'm gonna soap fall in these holes in VR. Yeah, this tunnel was the biggest headache of the last build. Oop. Something got in there. Oh, see, that's something. We're gonna edit that out, whatever that is. That's something on the outside. Didn't catch that. It's been a while. Something else got in here. Get rid of that too. Okay. I don't know. I was trying to decorate this tunnel around here. I'm screwing it up. All right, here's the cockpit. Now, like I always did this the last attempt. I extended out the back and made this like kind of like the lighting and the make it kind of feel like the Falcon cockpit a little bit as best I could, because I was just my other favorite part of the Falcon is the cockpit, the inside. I've seen people build their own like full-size Millennium Falcon cockpit in their garage or basement or something like that. Their wives probably yelling and screaming at them. My wife would kill me if I tried to do something like that, but if I were to attempt to do, I would totally do it. As a kid, I kept like pretending I would build something to be the Millennium Falcon cockpit, even put lights in like this. All right, enough talking. I gotta go to bed here, so let's get this ship out into space. See how long. See, it's taking a minute to load. All right, I put her in a third person too for this. Ooh, there we go. That was a long lag. This thing's gonna lag so bad in VR. Whatever. I'll suffer through it for the Falcon. I'll suffer through it for this build. And so she's got. Let's see. How do you change weapons in this mode? Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. There's the weapons. Just want to check it out. I don't know how good she's going to be in a fight. I have all the upgrade spots are used up right now. And any advice on how do you get the ship class up and open up those spots? I'm new to the game. I'd love to know so I can upgrade her to her full potential. I'm going to play the game. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to not out of creative mode and play the game. All right, let's go to photo mode. See her in space. And we'll probably end the video there in a second, but I do kind of want to like see what it's like to walk around the ship when you're just out in the space for a second. But man, that looks cool. Or what happens if she goes and just flies off? Well, I gotta get going to bed. I should not get scared. I'm scared to test her flying around, letting her fly on her own while I walk around the inside. I'm not there yet. But I'm really proud of the build. Hopefully nothing else is wrong with her after her rebuild. Really love how the back engine turned out. Really love it. But, alright, let's just... I forgot how... let's... The lead pilot seat, there we go. Wow. The cockpits they made for this game are awesome. So let's go take a look. See, if I open that up, it won't open all the way. So you won't be able to get out. So you have to use the, down here, this part I wanted to see, because there's a whole secret section here. There's this. Where can I? There we go. I don't want to stand on it. I don't want to go down yet. I'm scared. That's cool though. And then up here, can't really even see out that window. Put a window there. You can't really tell, but I knew I wouldn't be able to see out of it really. It's all right. It's not supposed to be a window there anywhere. This is kind of the garage of the Falcon. You see, I did no decorations in here, and I'm not gonna do really any. This is the back works. If I need to put another cargo thing here or whatever, but that's what this place is. It's like over here. There's like a room for. Oh, I see. I need to build and block the views here. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Let's see through there. Yeah, I need a. That must have been the piece that went up inside here. See the little piece I extended? I'm gonna have to put something else here to block the view. Let's see. These things, these 4 panels are awesome. Blocks the view somewhat. Look, it's up a level from that. I can place one somewhere in something as an anchor and then make it a whole level. So I did a lot of the ceiling, as you see here. And yeah. So that's the Falcon. I am going to figure out the service spot. I'm scared to go out there. I'm gonna figure out the service spot and upload her. She will be listed as the YT1300 though, with her serial code of what is it? I don't have it memorized right now because it's too late at night. Graded her stats. She's now a Class A. I'm gonna go back after when I start playing a VR tonight. I'm gonna go back to regular mode, stop cheating, and creative. But I boost her up quite a bit, so she's got good stats. So I don't want to get in a fight and lose with this ship. So I upped her grade. But I'm gonna play the game regularly and upgrade her. So 899 hyperdrive range. She's gonna go far, but I haven't unlocked all the other hyperdrives. I'm gonna save that for the gameplay. So I have the other hyperdrives I gotta unlock. But I want to make sure she had good shields, upgrade the best I can do for maneuverability, I guess, so far. I don't know if there's any other upgrades I can get to really upgrade the maneuverability. She's got 3 thrusters, but she's huge. Alright, time for the inside. My favorite part, walking up this ramp. My main entrance. Utility room. Cargo storage. Escape pod hatch. Tunnel to cockpit. This was the lights I originally used, little things like that. I've left them here to remind myself if I like these ones better or these ones better, to be like the kind of little light panels on the wall. I haven't decided. Cockpit. View from cockpit. This cockpit is a half step up on the grid, where it should be for the Falcon, because it's a little bit higher, so there's a slope. Alright. Crew lounge. And of course, before I get to that, there is this here, which can be covered over, but it's needed. Because here, it'll lead you down to, if you need to get outside your ship in space or in the air, the little cargo bay. Real quick, up here is what I call the garage of the Falcon. This the front section where you don't really see in the ship or in the movies, but it's like the garage, basically. Now, crew lounge. Definitely one of my favorite parts of the ship. Works the engineering station, ship systems, crew booth. Hole in the floor where, like, Han's down here working and tinkering on stuff. And through here, port side airlock. Lift to take you out the top where Empire Strikes Back. You see, I wish it worked. Crew quarters. Bathroom. Engine room. Go on all back. Take her into space. One last look and end the video. That's it. That's pretty much the inside. It's not as big as I could use for the ship's size, but there's that whole front section you never see. And it's going to be real laggy tonight when I play the VR. It's already laggy now. I hit the engines and it takes a second. There we go. She flies. Don't know how maneuverable she's going to be in a fight. Let's go to photo mode. That's it, the YT1300F 492727ZED. When I get it figured out, I will upload this to the service bot, but I have never used the service bot, so I gotta figure out how to use that. Yeah, I gotta fix that there too. There's some little cosmetic things I still gotta fix. That is, somebody commented it's offset. I'm like, yeah, I gotta get it right. So still a little touch-ups and stuff to do, but mainly she's done. I wanted to do a quick video one more time just to be able to show off the ship real quickly, not in a 25-minute video. So that's it. And I'm not going to be building any other ships. There will be no blueprint tutorial how to build this, because I spent 2 weeks building and rebuilding this frame, and then rebuilding the interior. And I just couldn't keep track, and too many videos to record. Glitch building on PS5, no other mods or anything like that. Just, you can figure it out. There's a lot of different videos I watch to figure this out, but it's hard, but it's doable, obviously. So I just only planned to build. This is my second ship build. I built a 2/3 scale, so if I can do it, anybody can do it. So, and there's like already Falcons up on the thing. People are telling me, and some even say it has the gun port and everything. But I haven't seen any videos of the one that has the inside like I do, based on the blueprints from the Haynes owner's manual. As best as I could get it. But there she is.